So you guys got them in stock.
Yeah, we got them in stock.
1050 Ti's, and before that, when was the last 1050 Ti you had come through, you think?
I can't even remember, to be honest, man. It feels like, I don't know. I guess I would have thought 2 years ago.
Wow, so they've come back into stock after 2 years.
Yeah.
That's insane, man. Like, that's actually crazy. So,
That is crazy. I mean, I guess we need a low-end card.
yeah.
When the thing's wasn't that really.
Wow.
With that sort of 1660 thing around.
If you've got this annoying Windows needs activation message and you want to get rid of it for cheap, then today's video sponsor SCD Keys has you covered. For as little as $14 after you use the coupon code BFTYC, you can get yourself a legit single end user Windows 10 license today. Links in the description below.
Will Camo Backo to Tech Yeso Sito. That's German for welcome back to Tech Yes City. What I've got in my hands right here is a GTX 1050 Ti. Now, we've covered this in a recent video talking about the performance in games versus an RX 570, and this card right here, it's nothing special, but what it is a card that can play a lot of popular multiplayer titles out there, especially at 1080p. And so this card's come back into interest lately when I got a couple of calls from some retailers where you guys around Tech Yes City, you're always going to get the word on the street. What is happening and what's going on? I'm going to break it to you as soon as I know. And here's the deal. The GTX 1050 Ti is coming now back in stock. And this is at quite a few retailers, and this is with different vendors too. So the main one that I'm seeing back in Australia coming back into stock is the Asus Phoenix. And now I did ask Asus about this card and saying, what's the situation here? And they told me that it's never been actually officially discontinued. The 1050 Ti was always in production, but when I look back in 2019, I believe Jensen did say that the 10 series was being sold out, discontinued. So now that NVIDIA has also hinted in January, earlier this year, that they had the ability to start the CMP line, and basically that stands for crypto mining product line, they have only on that line essentially GTX 1066 gigabytes. I think they had the 3 gigabyte as well, but since then those cards are not desirable for miners as opposed to their new RTX 3000 series cards, namely the RTX 3060 Ti and also the RTX 3080. Those two in particular, if people, especially crypto miners, if they can get their hands on these cards, they will definitely want to snap them up and then put them straight away on their mining benches to make profit, which is a big, serious problem right now for gamers who just want to game in a time where there is a worldwide pandemic and it's forcing people to stay at home and get bored out of their mind if they can't do things like play video games. And so what is going on with the situation right now is that a lot of the distributors who are getting the RTX 3000 series cards, they are preferring to sell them in bulk for higher than MSRP prices to people who want to buy hundreds of them at a time. And so that's where they want to make their money on the distribution lines before they even reach retail for gamers who were promised them at a particular price. So this situation leads to the warranting of looking at it to two sides of the fence. If you're a gamer, it's going to be crypto rearing its ugly head. In that case, it's going to be something like the stare of Medusa, staring you right in your eyes and then turning you to stone because you're going to be petrified when you see those prices and what scalpers are asking for them on eBay, especially for an RTX 3080, for example. Then you got the other side of the fence, and that's the crypto miner. And even with an RTX 3080, they can be making basically $10 a day profit on one graphics card. So the incentive there is for them, they're looking at not the Medusa anymore, they're looking at the Midas statue and they're staring back at them with the golden eyes. So their graphics cards to them are like gold. So whenever you see someone holding up an RTX 3000 series card, they're pretty much holding up gold. So 2021 so far is looking to be a year that's going to be even worse, especially if you're a PC gamer, than 2020 was. And I mean, 2020 was hard to beat in terms of a bad year. But honestly, going forward, I gotta say to NVIDIA directly, thank you for re-releasing cards like a GTX 1050 Ti, even if they're coming in at prices that were similar to when they were first released 4.5 years ago. And look, I know this card is 2 generations old now, and it's going on in this year to be 5 years old and have its 5th birthday, but that doesn't change the fact that there's a problem going on worldwide. And there's people out there who don't have a whole lot of money. So NVIDIA deciding to reproduce the 1050 Ti, at least in much more proportion than they had it so-called still in production for, is actually a really good thing to the market. And I think the person who made the statement about the crypto mining product line has gone back and looked at it and said, well, a lot of people want the more desirable RTX 3060 Ti gaming graphics cards. And this is the thing about the crypto miners. They're not stupid. They like the gaming graphics cards with the input-output ports on them, because when they go to resell them, if crypto goes belly up, they've got something that retains its value, as opposed to, especially if you wanted to relaunch an old product line like the 1060s or the P106s, they're not going to be as profitable for miners, especially in power efficiency terms, but their resale value is also going to be pretty much non-existent, because NVIDIA on those P106 cards made them virtually worthless to gamers. And the worst thing about the P106s was if you got them to work and a new game came out that needed a new driver update, you were pretty much up that proverbial creek without a paddle. And your canoe was probably capsized too. Basically, if crypto follows the same path as it did in 2018, you're going to see those P106s then lose an extreme amount of value, as opposed to a 3060 Ti, for example, which isn't going to lose much value at all. And so what I think NVIDIA's done here is gone back to the whiteboard and drawn up a new plan where they've figured out that the 10 series in terms of crypto mining products are not going to be as desirable as just launching the 10 series for gamers and charging cheaper prices for it than what their current products are out there on the market. And now to further throw a curveball into the equation, there is the 1660 Super, which I was told was discontinued, and it's looking like the 1650 Super as well is drying up in stock. So NVIDIA re-releasing the 10 series card is actually a very smart play, not just to alleviate a section in the market that needs cheap graphics cards, but also when you look at this card and the attributes of it, you can see that it's actually in a position where NVIDIA aren't going to be meeting too much of a supply constraint. For instance, when we look at the VRAM, this card carries GDDR5, as opposed to the Super cards and the new cards coming out on AMD's side. There's all this demand for GDDR5X and also GDDR6. So this having GDDR5 makes it cheap to put together. Then we've got the GTX 1050 Ti die and the node that that's made on not being anywhere near desirable as those 7nm and 8nm products on the newer graphics cards. So coming out of this video, I am just all sorts of confused, and do let us know in the comments what you guys think about this news. Do you think it's a good thing that NVIDIA is doing this? Personally, I do feel like this is a very good thing, and NVIDIA is helping to alleviate a problem in the market. And crypto miners are going to do what they want, and they've shown that in the past. They'll buy up cards that are higher than MSRP, essentially really screwing the gamer over. That theory has already been put to the test, and it's already been tried and proven. And so I think with a card like the 1050 Ti with its 4GB VRAM buffer, it's very not impressive mining performance, but it's decent gaming performance, gives people an option where they can go to the store and reliably put something together to play some of those games that will give them enjoyment in such a miserable time going on right now in the world. But the two real problems that's come about, and that is artificially higher demand from gamers themselves due to COVID, and now the crypto demand has really made a situation that is just totally foobar. And addressing this problem directly, well, it's one of those cases of institutions having way too much cheap and free money flowing around, where that's flowing into crypto. It's raising the prices of crypto to levels that are just unbelievable, to be honest. And then that's spurring on people to go mine and use graphics cards to make money. And honestly, you can't put the blame on the average guy who works hard every day and then he's going to leave his gaming PC on mining crypto when it helps him pay his bills. And of course, person X is going to want to mine crypto. It's a symptom of a disease that hasn't been addressed properly. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, then be sure to hit that like button. Also, let us know your thoughts, not just about this 1050 Ti situation, about the whole crypto and the RTX 3000 series dilemma at the moment. Do love reading those thoughts and opinions, as always, just like this question of the day here, which comes from Julian Lawson. And they ask, hi, do you prefer G-Sync or FreeSync? Question mark. Because in the games you show, the 6800 XT is very stuttery compared to the 3080 perfectly smooth. When it comes to syncing technology, I actually only prefer to turn on G-Sync or FreeSync when I'm playing RPG. If I'm playing competitive multiplayer titles, I actually usually leave the syncing technology off just to get the best response times possible. But in terms of picking FreeSync over G-Sync or vice versa, it just depends on the card I'm using, and I think both the technologies work very well. So to answer that question directly, I'd prefer to use the technology that is on the graphics card I'm using at the moment. Hope that answers that question. I'll catch you guys in another tech video very soon. If you have stayed this far and you're enjoying that real Tech Yes City content, then be sure to hit that sub button, ring that bell, and I'll catch you next time. Peace out for now. Bye.